INFOTECH, which is an IT company, part of Larsen & Toubro Group, widely defined as the builder of India of the 21st century. This image here, the Mumbai monorail, was designed, developed, built, implemented, and is being operated by the group Larsen & Toubro. Okay. My presentation will be regarding how to use Internet of Things. We are not a producer of Internet of Things. You heard in the previous presentation that there is building blocks, and we take those building blocks, we integrate the building blocks, orchestrate the building blocks to bring this to smart cities. We are a master service integrator. But I would like to start with generic information. You've heard this for sure before. And on one hand, there is a rapid urbanization, especially in India. We see that millions of people are moving to cities, to urban areas. 32% of the population, and it's huge in India, are living in cities. 40% are expected by 2030. Compared to Europe, 72% are in cities in Europe, but this migration lasts for a long time. In India, this migration it was done in the last decades. This is all, the negative impact. You can imagine all the negative impact on the environment, pollution, congestions, traffic congestions, noise, crime, whatever. And this mass urbanization have a huge impact on the quality of life, and it's leading for an unplanned development of the cities. On the other hand, on the technology side, you can see there the technology penetration, the mobile penetration in India, and like the other emergent countries, it's huge. It's almost the same in Europe. 77% of the people in India have access to mobile and internet. And the importance of cities, the economic contribution of the cities is huge. It contributes 60% to the GDP of India, 75% expected by 2030. So the cities are facing two major issues. They have to first improve quality of life of their citizen, more safety, better transportation, better environment, and they have to manage the growth, economic and demographical growth, without wasting resources, natural resources. And this can be done using technology. Everyone here was talking about Internet of Things. We can exploit the technology, the Internet of Things, getting the information, getting the data, transforming this data into transformation, and that transformation into action from each part of the services for the cities. Cameras for safety, transport management, utilities, water, education, health, and all the circle. And if I can define, I don't know if there is a definition, a standard definition of smart city. We can define it at L&T. We define it as a circle of contribution of Internet of Things. We take those Internet of Things, we make them work together, and better the interworking is, better, smarter is the city. You heard before, we were talking about smarter city. Some cities are already smart, and we can make them smarter and smarter by adding those technology, but making those technology working together. This is an example of how a city, a smart city, can perform. On the right side, you have the services of the city: land management, finance and taxation, industrial regulation, traffic, healthcare, waste management, water. Okay. On the top, you have the stakeholders: citizen, administration, talking and interacting with the city. They are using different channels, and those channels could be online portal, social media, mobile apps, etc. In the middle, you can see the spaghetti of flow of information going through all those applications and data centers. And on the bottom, the city administration and the control, the center of control in the city of administration. This is a complex orchestration. It's not so easy to do this, very easy on the screen here. Why this complexity? The complexity first comes from the lack of standard. There's no standard for on the devices, for the networking. There's no in the radio transmission, the back end. Each system has its own networking system, protocols, etc. And if I take an example, making, for example, managing a light traffic could be straightforward alone. Can make it smarter, but taking the traffic light with information on traffic, maybe incident management, weather forecast, and bringing all the information and exploit this information, analyze the information to give intelligent analytics information to the end user and transform this information into action is complex. And based on our experience in India, what we have done at L&T INFOTECH is a framework. This is an integration, a master service integration framework. We take all the building blocks, you heard about those building blocks before, and we bring together people, citizens, police, administration, processes, data, information, and all those things to make the data collected and information collected into actions, transform, and provide the right information to the right people. This is the aim of this framework. The first layer of this framework is all those things, and not only just sensors or adapters, it could be anything. And we are talking about Internet of Things, and I would say maybe Internet of everything. You have all those things. It could be machine to machine. It could be mobile devices. And all those devices have different ways to communicate. The second level is at the networking communication level. And this is where we group all the protocols to connect those devices to the applications. The third-party application, third-party and some in-house application, for example, digital hospitals and patient connectivity are in-house application. But let's talk about the ANPR service. ANPR stands for Automatic Number Plate Recognition. It's the recognition of a plate of a car or a motorcycle. And it could be used to prevent bad driving habits. Running red lights, sign stops, refuse the yield, and so on. Then, on the upper layer, we have all the domain application to cover the needs of the city. And the green layer is the intelligence platform. This is where we can monetize this information. This is where we utilize, analyze, and transform the information into analytic product. And I can say, we call it the analytics of things. This layer is the analytics of things. And we can produce historical data, what happened before, real-time data, firing triggers, for example, we can make analysis of the data, making predictive analysis and social media analysis. It's to exploit and monetize the information here. And I'm saying what I was saying about monitoring and trigger. We can see it on the blue, but just before the brown, red or brown layer is the network and application management, is to monitor that all the Internet of Things, all the things are working well, all the communication, the networks are working well, and all the servers are working well. On the blue, blue layer is the dashboard, and you can have historical information, you can have triggers, and the trigger KPI monitoring. For example, you set a value, and if the value is reached, you have a trigger. Or, for example, an action. Come back to the ANPR. A driver run a red light. A camera take the picture, make the recognition, and the action is to send a fine to the driver. And to give the information then after on the upper layer to the right people. We can collect many information. I saw yesterday in the train here in Paris, going to the suburb, an information by the SNCF. It was written in big, 4% of the travelers nick in the train. I don't know if this information is useful. I don't know how they got it and to whom it's useful, but people are knitting, and 4% of travelers are knitting and making clothes in the train. We can get and collect information from different places and give the information to the right people to take actions. And this is the framework we used in different projects in India. Those are the solution. Some of the solution are ready, some others we are working on, and those are the domain application we saw just here on the third-party application and the domain application in purple. On the safety, we can have removal, crime removal with identity verification, video analysis to see to decrease the crime, improve crime detection, emergency system, disaster management, and here on the safety we will see it later. We are monitoring. We are running 6,000 cameras in Mumbai, and we applied all those applications in Mumbai city to monitor the city, reduce the crime, and prevent the incident. Traffic management, transport traffic management, anti-collisions detection, governance, e-governance project, water detection of water leakage and intervention, energy, smart grids, smart meters, building management systems, health, connected patients, to keep the patients at home and while monitoring from the hospital and arrange the transport to the hospital if necessary. Education, we worked on open universities. We are the partner of different universities in India, and the environment. Those are the possible applications here, and the limit is the sky. As I told you at the beginning, we are a master service integrator and we work with a lot of partners. And you can see here, IBM, Intel should be somewhere here, Schneider, Thales, etc. And we take those applications, the building blocks, we make an integration of those building blocks and make those building blocks work together. Those are the application we have done. On the governance side, we worked for the government of India. We created e-government application. For the insurance regulatory, the IRDA body, we created also analytics applications. On the education sides, we are working with different IT institute. We have our own institute at LNT. LTIT is an engineering university owned by Larsen & Toubro. And on this side, I can present for BAOU. OU stands for Open University, and we created this university from scratch. The Open University. We created the network, the data center, all the possibility to pay per use, and this university, this Open University, has 10,000 students applying for certification per year. Building management system, safety, city surveillance. This is where we have 6,000 cameras in Mumbai, and we collect the information. We make analysis of the video. We prevent incident. We detect problems, and we can call the rescue and send the rescue to place. And other applications. And I would like to finish by the initiatives in India. We are focusing in India, the government of India allotted 100 cities, they designated 100 cities to apply for a program to become smart cities over the coming 3 years. The first phase is 20 cities in India, and we are trying to work with those cities to partner with them to make them smarter. And the information also, some countries, some European countries signed a memorandum of understanding with the government to participate in the development of smart cities. And France signed a memorandum of understanding for Nagpur, Pondichéry, which is, it was a French, it was a French stand before, and Hyderabad. And towards our group, Larsen & Toubro group is implementing the infrastructure in India. And it was doing this for the last 7 decades, 75 years working, creating this infrastructure, developing this infrastructure. Solar power plants, high-rise towers, processed water, this is the city surveillance, fiber network across India for the Minister of Defense, 10 major airports in India and the Gulf, Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore airports, metro and rails, you saw the monorail at the beginning, and modern IT park, hospitals, hotels. The group, the LNT group, create the infrastructure, which is the backbone for smart city. LNT INFOTECH is the technology enabler, and LNT INFOTECH bring the technology part to the group, the LNT group. LNT INFOTECH is a 20,000 associate over the world. We have an office in Paris, and I work in this office in Paris. Thank you. I don't know if you have questions.